I'm live now. Hey, curl friends. I don't know who's here, but we've got a special guest. Excuse my background. It's looking kind of crazy today. So I hope you guys are there. And if you aren't there, I'm going to give everybody about a minute or so to jump on. If you're here, let me know in the comment box by just saying here or what's up. Um, I'm also going to check on the YouTube stream just to make sure that I'm not missing comments because there is actually a strange lag. I don't know why, but it's just notoriously been a very strange lag. So okay, so I've got my phone open. I'm seeing comments that are faster here. I see Love Yourself says, hey, girlfriend, what's up, girl? And hey, Carlito, thank you for coming. All right, so today's actually a lot of fun. We've got a very special guest. We've got our girl, Amanda, from Uptight Curls by Amanda. She's another YouTuber. She's in this natural hair space, and her hair has been growing phenomenally fast. Like, it's actually pretty crazy. So when she agreed to come on the show, I was like, this is awesome. So without further ado, let's add Amanda to the show. Hey, girl!
Hey! I know we just spoke, but all of a sudden it was like a big shock when I appeared on screen. Anyway.
I know, right? Yeah, we were talking behind the scenes, and it was such a good conversation. Like, I just feel like just vibe.
Yeah, I was trying to just stop so we could save some of it because I didn't want to run out during our little private chat.
Absolutely. So I don't know what's going on tonight, but for some reason, is the video private? Why is the video private?
Yeah, it is. Because it's saying on my screen that I can't, it doesn't support comments because I'm in a private chat.
Let's try this.
I can see it on my phone. But
that is very bizarre. Very, very strange. Curl friends, are you guys, well, I guess they're obviously in here because it's not private.
Can see it.
They can see it.
I see someone just said, hey. Hey, Love Yourself. I don't know if
Hi, Love Yourself. Oh, man. Okay, so I don't know why this is happening, but it's actually not allowing me to see comments. So I'm gonna have to look at the comments.
Okay.
It's not allowing me at all. So I've got the phone. I've got comments here on my phone. So curl friends, I'm really sorry if it's a little slow. But luckily it's myself and Amanda today. So we're going to be chit-chatting, and I'm going to try to jump in the curl chat as often as I possibly can. Before we jump into this, there was an upload that was supposed to come out tonight. It was the wash day upload. So for those of you guys who've been following Find Natural Hair Rocks, there was a very fun collaboration with Curls of a CPA, and it's a 5-part series. Tonight, video number 5 was supposed to come out. And unfortunately, just time, man. Like, being a lawyer sometimes doesn't jive as well with being a YouTuber. And so I had to put the client first. But that video will be up and ready by Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enough about that. Amanda!
Hey, and just one more hook on that. I watched I guess it was the last one that you updated with Curls of a CPA. It's actually quite entertaining for a conversation between two people that you're not involved in. So
you liked it?
Yeah, I really did. And I left a comment saying that I really wanted to join that conversation at so many points. Like, there were so many things I wanted to respond to that I was like, I don't feel like typing all this. So I'm just going to tell her that I want to respond to a lot of things and just not respond to any of them. So support given.
No, it was definitely a lot of fun. I really appreciate your comment, but your channel is really a lot of fun as well. Like, tell us about Uptight Curls by Amanda.
Yeah,
so how that started.
So I went natural, or rather I got my last treatment. I guess it was a keratin treatment in January of, I guess it would have been 2018. And then shortly after that, I decided to go natural because I was pregnant. I had just had a miscarriage several months before. And when I told the hairdresser, after the appointment that I was pregnant again, she had this whole oh my God, you should have told me, blah, blah, blah. You should have never gotten this treatment, and yada, yada, yada. I was told that when I was having my first child, but I was kind of the it's not going to happen to me. It's fine. And I also, full disclosure, I didn't really want a child when I had my first one. I love him and he's everything now, but I wasn't really all that, whatever. So anyway, after having had a miscarriage, real talk. I was just you have that Superman complex sometimes, and just I had that. So, fast forward, I had a miscarriage and she made that comment, and those two things, it's like I was not going to go through that again. So I decided at that point, for no reason other than, you know, just the fear of something happening because of a relaxer or something, I decided from that point that I was going to stop getting relaxers. I didn't know that that was possible, to be completely honest. Like, I didn't know what natural hair was because I never saw it. And if I did see it, it wasn't like a, you know, something that you spoke about. It was just kind of like some people had, you know, kinky or thicker hair. And a lot of people, like most people, had like relaxed hair. And I didn't really think about it because it wasn't really my thing. So I think it was at that point that I actually found out what YouTube was. And because I'd never been on it before. But I went on there and I started watching hair like videos, and like, you know, the community of us out here, and like I'm part of that community now, we love talking about hair. And it just astonished me that there were like millions of videos about natural hair on YouTube. I don't know if there's millions, but there's a lot. So pretty much through 2018, I was in a haze of YouTube videos. Like that was all I did in 2018. I was probably clocking like 7 hours a day because I have like a 4-hour commute. So that's 4 hours right there. And then sometimes work is boring. So it's just like, you know, I was clocking a lot of hours. So I learned so much about hair, I guess, at that point. And, you know, a couple months in, I was really excited about having natural hair because I didn't know what my curl pattern was going to look like because I never had more than like maybe a half an inch of new growth. So like I figured like that would just like be amplified and it would just keep growing upwards because that's what I saw with my relaxer. Anyway, so I big chopped because I wanted to transition for a year, but I ended up big chopping after 11 months because I just couldn't take it anymore. Like the wash days were just, I couldn't manage. So I chopped off all my hair. And the reason I started a YouTube channel is because, first of all, I was so familiar with them at that point that I was like, you know, I was thinking how great it was for all these people to actually be able to track their growth on video. I had an app and I was taking full notes on every single wash day. And I was trying to do measurements, but like measuring natural hair, like with a ruler, it's
pointless. Like it's so hard.
It didn't make any sense. And especially after a big chop, and I did it at home. So I had stuff here, I had stuff here, I had stuff.
Oh,
like
wow.
it looked like I went after it with like a pair of scissors, with like, you know, child scissors. I used shears, but like it didn't look good. So I figured the next best thing was to just like start my own channel and track my progress like that. So, you know, I recorded like my first video was probably like 45 minutes long, and I actually hid it from my channel because it was so embarrassing. But after that, I just started to like make it a weekly thing. And it's crazy to think that I have posted every single week since I started my channel. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd week of February. And I don't know how I've been doing it, but somehow like I was doing once a week, and then I started doing twice a week. And then sometimes I even do 3 times a week. And it's kind of like, I have no plan. It's just somehow I keep getting content out every single week. So
that's amazing.
That was a long answer, but that was pretty much how I got started.
Your growth has been so fast since like that time. Like if you just started in February, I mean, you're almost at the
channel.
My
channel growth.
Both actually.
So with that, and it's funny because that's actually when we first connected.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't want to say the only reason, I'm not trying to put my content down, but I remember I had 97 followers, subscribers at this point. It was end of June. So like I had been doing this from February to June, and I was like, you know, breaking my back for all those 97 subscribers, half of them like probably family and friends. So I posted my Mielle video, the one that we, you know, opposing views and all that. So like my channel went from 97 subscribers to 585 or something in like 3 days.
Wow.
And then it just continued to trickle. And then by that Sunday, I had, I think 680 or so.
Wow.
So like that was all of my growth.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was just kind of like, I don't want to be known for this. So that's, you know, how the series that I've done since then have, you know, and things are picking up because also as your channel gets bigger, I mean, it's still tiny, but as it gets bigger, YouTube is suggesting new videos and like, you know, I'm learning more about how to get my content out there and tags and keywords and all that stuff. And I'm being consistent and like, I'm trying to legitimize this as much as I can. So yeah, my channel has been growing recently. And now it's like, I put a lot of time into it, like after hours, like outside of work and stuff like that. And it's just so much fun. So it's easy for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like an outlet, eh?
Yeah, it really is because I don't have anyone to like talk about hair with, although my sister and I just recorded our first like social commentary video together just yesterday, and I'm going to be posting that tomorrow. But outside of like, we never discussed hair before. Like she has natural hair. She has had it for a long time. And I guess I didn't even really know when that happened. Like I wasn't really paying attention because I wasn't really in the whole hair business of things. But
Right.
you know, I didn't have anyone to talk to in my personal life about hair, and I wanted to talk to everyone about it. And I was tired of just commenting on other people's videos, so I figured let me start the conversation. So and it's been great. That's why I love talking with subscribers in the comments section.
Yes.
That is like one of my favorite things to do, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing because I am very active in my comments section, but it also encourages people to be very active. So like, it's not a matter of responding to a comment, it's responding to a comment and having a conversation for like 5 or 6 more replies while also commenting on everything else. And with the Mielle thing, I had like 200 comments or something within a few days, and I had to stay on top of all of those. So, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Mielle thing was pretty crazy. I mean, the comments that I had were not as they weren't pleasant. I'll say
I had
that
some rude
much.
ones. I had some rude ones.
I
appreciated yours. I know you had. Oh, sorry. I just saw that PSR. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to my channel.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Everybody go and subscribe to Uptight Curls by Amanda. It's a fantastic channel. You will not be disappointed.
But yeah, so you came. So yeah, we started interacting after because you commented on my Mielle video. But unlike some of the people that came at me and like, you know, started yelling at me about things and, you know, accusing me of this and that, I don't even remember because what could you accuse me of? I mean, I didn't get it back then. I don't get it now. But I mean, you came, you offered your differing opinion, but you didn't like put me down. And you said that, you know, you respected my reasons and all of that, but you just happened to have a different opinion. And I responded, you know, and you know, now here we are a few months later having our first collaboration. But so many people are so aggressive and rude.
I know.
And I'm just like, you know,
can we talk about that a little bit?
I had a few rude comments.
People should be able, in my view, to like disagree with each other without like. I
said that in my like I pinned a comment and I was like, if you have differing views or you have something, you know, to say opposing what I said, that's perfectly fine. Don't be rude. Like just don't, because I can be a little bit, I don't want to say catty, but I'm not the person that can ignore a rude comment. I'm going to engage as much as I probably shouldn't, but like I don't yell at people, I don't curse. I try to keep it, you know, classy.
Yeah,
but at the same time, ignore a rude comment, and I'll have like 200 great comments and then one person rude, and I'm hanging on to that one rude comment for like a week.
It's hard. And you know what? Like, I think that's human nature because who is it? There's a couple of major YouTubers that I've been watching and they're like, people say some crazy things. And it's like, you have to remember there's still a human being back here.
That's the thing. People don't. So even, I don't know if they have it in Canada. I mean, it would be far reaching, but it's a pretty popular app. They have this app called Nextdoor in New York. And I don't know if they have it other places. It's a community app. So like you join by your neighborhood. So it's a way for you to connect with your neighbors. And it's just crazy the amount of fights that erupt on that thing, because people are thinking that because they're behind a keyboard, they can just, you know, be rude and just say whatever they want. But they have to remember that you're talking to your neighbors. Like you might run into them at the Stop and Shop in a few days and there's pictures and we can see you. So it's just like, it's crazy that people just imagine that because you're on a computer, you can just say whatever you want. And especially to YouTubers, if you have something rude to say and it's not warranted, like it's not like this person came on and, you know, they were ugly at first, but you coming on to a completely innocent video and then telling someone off for their view, like just back off.
No, 100%.
It's so annoying.
100%. Like, and you know what? I think it is easier to be rude to somebody when like you're not connected to that person. You feel like you're just behind the keyboard and you're not in front of the video. Like it's not a real, like not half, like 95% of the things I see on the internet, people would never say that to each other. It's a total stranger in real life. They just would not, you know, like, or maybe they would, and that's another type of crazy, but
that's true. I guess we don't actually know these people.
Yeah. So you mentioned how like it's been hard to like stay committed to YouTube and stuff like that, but we know, well, those of us who are watching your show, we know that you are also a mom. So like, how do you balance that? Like, that's huge, and you're being successful at both. Like, kudos, superwoman over there.
Yeah, my kids are pretty good. No, it's just I don't even. It's a lot of sleepless nights, but you know, I multitask. I think multitasking is how I do this, because like when I'm cooking dinner, when I'm on the treadmill working out, even when I'm doing yoga, if I'm in downward dog, I've still got some hands free. I'll just make it into like an active one and I'll be on one hand and I'll be like editing with my other hand. I literally edit on the go because I edit on my tablet. So I record on my tablet, I take it out and I just start editing, and like I'm just editing everywhere. So because I'm washing my hair on a weekly basis, I'm not going out of my way to make content. that's why for the first several months, I did wash day videos. I still do wash day videos once a week, and I've been doing them once a week since February. But then after the Mielle video, I started doing like other videos, like tips and that kind of thing. That takes a little bit more work, but I can fit it into my schedule. But like, I mean, I can't say that my schedule is like I'm still in bed by like 9 o'clock. I probably go to sleep at like 2 and 3 in the morning sometimes, just because, you know, I get
those hours.
I've put myself on a schedule. Like I have to get my video. I feel like if there's a week that I miss, it's going to just like it's going to ruin me. Like emotionally, like I feel like I need to stick to my schedule. If I have a schedule, I need to get my videos out.
Of course.
You do something for a long time and you get better at it. It used to take me an entire week to edit a video, and the editing was all over the place. I'm like cutting myself off and like, you know, I don't know. Editing is getting a little bit easier, but it now it takes me like 2 days actually to edit a video. It's gone from a week to 2 days.
That's not bad at all.
And even like my tips videos, those are a lot easier to crank out because I'm redoing takes now, whereas I was, you know, have to go and then cut out the word like the here and like, you know, oh my God, all of the I couldn't take it. Like,
Girlfriend curse a lot. Take out ums.
Oh my God, I couldn't. And then it's like you have to catch the and it's like a millisecond, and it's like how do you cut the frame? And then I'm like jumping all over the place because I'm cutting out every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's been a learning experience. But I don't know how I'm getting content out every week, but somehow I happen. But again, as I said, I wash my hair every week, so now I just wash my hair with a camera. And as much as because I always wanted to talk to people about my hair, and like, not always, I mean, like since I went natural, I want to talk about products. I want to talk about my hair. I want to look at growth and do all of those kind of things. And like, you know, peek at my curl pattern that's coming through as my hair gets longer. So it's actually just fun to wash my hair. I mean, like when I sit in front of my camera at midnight and I'm about to start my hour and a half long twist out, I'm not happy, but you know, I'm going to be doing it anyway. And that's why I like do most of that stuff off camera.
Yeah.
You know, somehow it's working, but the juggling thing, it's difficult. I mean, obviously in quarantine, I don't want to get the whole thing about quarantine because that's just like, we've been in like strict quarantine since March 3rd. So Aiden and Mel, those are my 2 kids. They haven't been in school since then. And
it's
I just
had
a nanny in September. So I went from March until, I guess it was end of August actually, with no child care. Just like my mom helps and my sister helps. But it's been bad. And Layla doesn't sleep through the night. So I haven't slept. Like when I say sleep, I mean like several consecutive hours, because that's what sleep is. Sleep is not sleep.
You know, you need like a full 7 to 8 hours to like get your rest in.
I haven't slept, and I guess I would say I haven't slept in about 13 months, because she's 13 months.
Gosh, really? Is it that bad, motherhood, with like sleeping?
I remember in the beginning, because I didn't experience this with Aiden. They're 2 different animals.
Aiden's your son, right?
Aiden's my son, and he started, I think it was like 7 weeks old onward, he was just like sleeping 12 hours a night, because I like read all the sleep training books, and like we were ready to start doing this, because when I first had him, I didn't know that he was supposed to go to sleep. I figured he would go to sleep when we did, but like I didn't know they were supposed to have a bedtime. So as soon as I found out they were supposed to have a bedtime, I learned about it. I had all this stuff. The first thing I did was implement 5 things as part of like a bedtime routine. That's what they say to start with. But then there were next steps. But I implemented this routine on night 1. He's like, oh, okay. And then he slept for 12 hours. And like 2.5 years later, he was still sleeping for 12 hours. So I mean, like,
so he was easier. He was easier.
Yeah. I mean, like I would say he was incredibly easy. And Layla is either like a regular baby, because I don't have baby experience. I have Aiden, now I have Layla. Layla is either very difficult, or she's just like a baby, because she just doesn't sleep through the night. And it's a bit much.
That's hard for parents. Like I have a couple friends that they have like babies now. I don't have any kids of my own yet, but my friends who do have children, they're very like, they can't sleep at night. Like they just don't get the rest. Like it's impossible.
No,
so
like I don't know how. I do remember in the beginning of the first few months of the pandemic, because I didn't have housekeeper or childcare. So I was up until 2, and I couldn't clean during the day. So I would be cleaning from probably like, I would be up until like 2 or 3 in the morning cleaning. And then Layla would wake up at like 3:30. So I would literally get like 30 minutes of sleep, and she didn't go back to sleep.
No.
That was probably like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And I do remember where I was kind of spacey. Like I was able to go to work.
Well, you're not sleeping. Like you need sleep.
I work out regularly, and you know, I'm still up during the day. I'm not taking naps during the day. I don't actually know what I'm running on right now. It might be my plant-based collagen that I take.
That's a lot. This conversation is like just so bomb. I see people in the comment box are eyeing your Soultanicals. WM and Kamira Jules are both noticing your Soultanicals products, as I am too. And they're like, we love
I haven't used them yet.
You
I actually just I've done it. Well, the problem is it was one of those. Sorry, I was talking about the early days of the pandemic. I kept ordering products at like 2 or 3 and having no recollection of doing it. I feel like I was watching a YouTube video, someone would give a review, and all of a sudden I have like a receipt. Like that's actually how my melanin stuff got here. I don't remember.
YouTube makes you spend money.
The shampoo, because that was on purpose because I have a YouTube channel. Yeah. YouTube and my YouTube channel. Like this is such like a money pit so far.
Yeah,
I know that like once I get like monetized, it's like that's the thing. I mean, I'm not out there playing. Like Nick and I, we play golf every weekend. Like that's our thing. It's a relatively expensive sport, but I'm not playing golf because we're in quarantine. So I guess I'm just making up for it by spending all that money on hair product. So.
But that sauce, I like it. You have a review?
I haven't used any of my Soultanicals products. They're all still sealed.
Oh,
right. I was going to say I didn't. This was one of my 2 or 3 a.m. purchases, and I wasn't paying attention. I got like 6 products and no shampoo, and I only use full collection, so I can use the products. I can, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to get a Soultanicals shampoo and there's one more brand, and I don't have a shampoo. What is it? I don't remember which one it is. Oh, it's Uniqurl. I don't have Uniqurl shampoo.
Amanda, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to tell us about that that exfoliator from Handmade. So you guys, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but Amanda recently did a review on her channel. You guys need to check it out as soon as you're done this, where she reviews the Handmade Melba collection. Y'all, that exfoliate, like it was like I saw you show like a screenshot of the actual product, and there was nothing but salt stones in there. Could we talk about that? That was crazy. I was like, what? It's like scratching my protective style. Like, what is going on?
Okay. You know, it's not here. I think it's in my bathroom.
Okay, I should have told you about it beforehand.
Yeah, I was. What? What's that?
I should have told you about it beforehand because, like, I was like, I can't wait to talk to her to like talk through this. Like, this is crazy.
You know what rock salt looks like, I assume. So it looks like rock salt in like oil. But like I'm taking these, like they're like big crystals. They're like rock salt crystals. And I don't think there's any instruction. It comes with a little wooden spoon, which is great. But at the same time, like I don't know how great it is, because I know normally with like facial products, they'll give you a little wooden spoon or some kind of plastic, whatever, some kind of spoon of some kind of material. And you're supposed to use that to dip so you don't get like the oils from your fingers into the product.
Oh, I see.
I'm not going to be rubbing the thing in with a wooden spoon. So like, why did they send a wooden spoon? But anyway, they sent a wooden spoon and they didn't send any instructions. So I just like took out the rocks and I'm just like, it hurt. I was scratching my scalp with rocks. Just like, how are people just like, how is there no video of this? This should come with a video or at least instructions. So, I was dropping over my shower and scratching my scalp. And then when I was trying to rinse it out, they were just like, my hair's thick and it's relatively, it's kinky. So like it was getting stuck in there. And it was just like, it was a really weird experience. Although Honey's Handmade is one of my favorite brands. It was my favorite brand up until a few weeks ago, but now it is one of my favorite brands. But it's just, I don't understand.
I don't get that product at all. Like I was just like, I will never purchase that. I don't get it. Like I don't want it.
I feel like I don't want to so roughly exfoliate my scalp.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just detoxed my scalp with like the Bulky Luxuries. I just did that review a couple of days ago. And like this shampoo, Awakening, is this the right product? Yes. Where's the lens? There we go. Nope, this is weird. Okay, anyway, I know. This is a detox. It's using all Ayurvedic ingredients, and it like strips your scalp and your hair to like reset it. Well, yeah, I mean, like this is actually, this line so far has been my favorite line.
It's called again.
It's called Bo Peep Naturals. I keep calling it that. Is Bo Peep Luxuries. One of the owner, actually, she's actually one of my subscribers. That's actually not how I met her. I reached out to her because my friend told me about her products, and she was looking at the ingredient list and she was wowed by them. And I wanted to review them in the BOB 123 series. So I reached out to Ashley, and she actually was like, and I went to DM her on Instagram, and I saw that she was already following me, and I'm like, what? So so it turned out she was already a subscriber. So she sent me a couple of products. She's a small operation, so she couldn't send me like a whole line, but she sent me some samples of stuff. And then I went off the back of that and I bought a bunch of products on her website. And I'm going to be using those over the 2 weeks. But my hair has never felt as good as they did after using these products. My point is, like, that's a detoxifying shampoo. Yeah. So I don't think that's doing anything less than a salt scrub would be.
Right.
I guess is what I'm trying to get back to that. I don't know why you need to exfoliate your scalp with painful rocks.
I think the detoxifiers are enough. Like, I love Honey's Handmade. I mean, I tried only one product so far, but I actually really love the ingredients that are, actually, I'm lying. I tried more than one product. They have these little sample, like, deep conditioners, and I tried 4 of them. I bought 4 of them, rather. Tried 3. Every last one of them was nice. Sorry?
Sorry, you said Honey's Handmade?
Honey's Handmade, yeah. Like, there was like, those, those. They're so good.
So small. I thought I was just getting a really, really good deal. Then I was like, oh, it's because they're like one use.
There was like $4 or something crazy like that, or maybe even less. Like, it was a really good deal.
Sorry, there's a question here. You asked where to purchase Honey's Handmade products. WM. They're just, if you go to honeyshandmade.com. I think that's the only place you could actually. I think so too. She's actually being sold in a retailer now. If you go to her Instagram, she'll link to it. I feel like I saw a story from them like a month ago that they were now being sold somewhere else. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah. PSR 076 says what may suck with Botanicals is shipping, and when they're out of stock when you purchase on their website. It does suck, especially when you're in Canada. Like, I think they're based in Florida, if I'm correct. Yeah, shipping in Canada is bad all around. Like, Kamira Jules, I'm sure she can attest it. She's right here in GTA with me, and it's bad. Like, the border really does mess things up. Like, on a good day, it's bad. So imagine with Corona.
I feel really sorry for you. I don't know how it would handle. I mean, like, we can get everything in New York, so.
I wish I was from New York. I wish. I wish, honestly. Have you guys been able to get like housekeeping and stuff like that since Corona started, or not really?
Our housekeeper came back, I want to say in maybe August, but she only comes here and she wears a mask the whole time. I feel really bad. We were wearing masks around her as well, but I think she understands because, like, she's out. And her husband is like the super in their building, so they're going into people's places. And just because I have high-risk people in my household, we don't go around people. I haven't been to a public place since March.
Oh my gosh.
I went to the doctor twice because I had to take Aiden for his checkup and Layla for her checkup. Right. And it was terrifying to go out. I don't wear masks because I don't go anywhere. So the housekeeper did come back, which is a godsend, because I had her 5 days a week. And then it went to 0 days a week, which is why I was getting to bed at 2 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And luckily, like, she's really close with us. She's like part of the family. So, you know, she's not going to anyone else, but she's coming to us, and she's willing to wear a mask because she also cares. She doesn't want to infect anyone because of the whole asymptomatic thing. We just don't know who has it.
You don't know. In America, New York doesn't have, well, I don't know. The last time I checked headlines, it didn't have it under control. Like, we over here in Canada are looking at America like, ooh, like, what is going on? Like, we freak out when we're at like 300, like, Canada-wide infections for the day, and you guys are in the tens of thousands. It's like, what?
No, I know. The thing is, like, I forgot what I was going to say. Right, but yeah. Sorry, I don't remember what I was going to say. But no, in New York, I mean, it's scary. I think where I live in Westchester. So I live outside of New York City, which I know about really, really bad. Westchester somehow is not really bad. I don't want to say yet because I don't want to be pessimistic, but people here don't particularly like to wear masks, which is a reason that they're of the whole, like, I want my freedom thing. And I'm like, I want my life. So, you know, I am going to wear, like, today we had a contractor come here to, like, look at something outside. And when he got there, he, like, called me on the phone. He was like, oh, do you want me to wear a mask? And I'm just like, the fact that you're asking me that.
What do you mean? Wear your mask.
Would you have just, like, you know, I don't go out there, I'm not wearing a mask, you're not wearing a mask. Like, what is this? So, you know, it's a terrifying question. It's funny that the outcasts and the weird people these days, the ones that are not wearing their masks.
Well, over here,
Right.
it's unlawful. Like, if you're indoors, you have to wear a mask. Like, you don't have a choice. Like, it's a bylaw.
But no one's enforcing it. Are they enforcing it in Canada?
Like, I
Because
think socially, yeah.
really
Like, if somebody just walks in, it's like, you get eyes if you're not wearing your mask. Like, a couple times that I've forgotten, people are like,
no, yeah. You won't get arrested if you go somewhere without a mask. It's just more that
you won't get
people
arrested.
will. Okay, okay.
You won't get
I think
arrested.
I think in New York, I think in New York they need to just arrest you because people just don't
Yeah.
listen.
They
Like
don't want to listen.
they tried the suggestion way, they tried the mandate way, but unless
Yeah.
you enforce that mandate, there are people out there that just don't. They're just over it, and I
But
get
you guys
being
are
over it.
starting to get it under control, I think. Like, New York is better than, like, the southern
Yeah.
states. Yeah.
No, well, there's 38. There's 38. I think 39 states right now that are on the watch list or whatever list it is that they're maintaining, like the no
Yeah.
travel. There's some
Yeah.
kind of list that has 39 states, and 39 to 51 is a lot. 52.
That's a lot. Yeah. Well, Canada, we closed our borders. Like, they haven't been open since March. Like, you can
Oh,
leave
reopen them.
Canada. They're not reopened. You can leave Canada to the US just fine, but coming in is an issue. So, like, those borders are closed. You have to mandatory quarantine for 14 days. You have to meet certain conditions. One of them being that you're going to be in quarantine for 14 days. You have to lay out your plan, how you're going to get food and water, and who's there. Is there a senior there? If there's a senior there, then you can't go there. Like, Canada is like super hardcore about it. Yeah.
Canada and the UK, like they're telling people explicitly what to do, but I understand the rules are still a little bit confusing. I see someone here saying that they're only going to be using Canada brands. Oh, PSR. Is the only Canadian brand that I'm aware of is Oyen Handmade. What are some other big?
No, I think Oyen's from Boston, I think. Is Oyen Handmade Canadian? I don't think they're Canadian.
Maybe it's not.
You're talking about Up North Naturals, I think. No? She's like, no.
I know you mentioned them in a video, but no, maybe I was just completely wrong because I'm pretty sure it was Oyen Handmade that I was thinking of. Okay, forget that then. But so Up North Naturals, that's a I know you reviewed them.
They're fantastic. I love them. If there's anybody, well, you're in like New York is cold. Once the weather gets colder, like Up North Natural has got you covered, and the owner is so sweet. She's a very, very nice woman. Right here from GTA Toronto. I don't know her personally beyond her brand, but her brand is very nice. I like it. Shout outs to Up North Naturals. But if they're watching. Who else is saying stuff? WM
experienced a decline in cases, but it was for a very short period of time. Yeah, people aren't wearing masks. People just don't, Oyen's American. Oops.
Yeah, yeah. Kamira says, why take the risk? Exactly. Like, I don't get it. Like, okay, like you have a moment of discomfort versus what? Like several months of discomfort? Like, some people never fully recover. Like, what?
No, I think part of the problem also is that people just don't think it's a big deal because they're of the opinion that you're not likely to die from the virus, that it's just like a flu. Some people, in October are still saying it's still like the flu.
Yeah.
So and also teenagers, like they're all walking around like everything is normal. Like you'll see like 50 of them, like a gang, just like walking up and down the streets, no masks. And, in my head, they're a gang because they're dangerous. They're just like walking around. There's like all these teenagers that just need to be, I don't want to say arrested, but their parents aren't doing anything about it. And I honestly think that there's needs to be some kind of enforcement. Although I'm not saying that police have to go out there and put themselves at risk confronting all these people, that something needs to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't help with the leadership too, right? Like, I don't want to talk too much about him, but the leadership really doesn't help.
I purposely didn't bring that up. But I know Giuliani recently said that you can't die from it, or people aren't dying from it anymore. You make a statement like that, and people that want to believe it are going to believe it. So it's just going to get worse.
Yeah. They're going to believe it. Hi, Fredalyn. Welcome to the Curl Chat tonight, Curlfriend. What is up? WM, has anyone tried a company called Blended Beauty? I've never heard of them, and I've never tried them. That's
someone asked me to review them a couple in one of my videos, and I think I looked into the ingredients. Maybe it was Blended. Maybe it was you. I feel like I've seen you on my channel. But I did look into them, and I think they had witch hazel or something in all of their products. And I was really confused with that. And I was going to do further investigation, and then
Isn't that an astringent? Like to take off
Exactly.
yeah.
That's exactly why is it witch hazel and literally all of their products, like even in their deep conditioners. So for that reason, I actually had reached out to them about getting products, and they said that they were going to get back to me the next day, and they never did. But I also just wanted to look further into their ingredients, because I was just really confused about the witch hazel. Because why is there witch hazel?
Like I know like people use it on their skin as like a toner. Like
yeah, it's an astringent.
Why would,
I mean, I've never
astringent. Yeah, like why would you put that in your? That seems really harsh.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit. I'm a little bit reticent to use protein. I'm using like a strengthening treatment. I guess tomorrow's wash day. I haven't done a hardcore protein treatment in a while. I think like that with that and rice water. I don't. Everything right now is working for me, so I don't want to go in the other direction. I always look for and like my hair is doing well. So because my hair is it's very, very prone to being dry.
Right.
So routines have been working really well for me, so I don't really want to branch out and like I would never use like an Apogee 3-step, but I think you do that when there's like a problem, like you have hydro fatigue or something.
I've been down that path, girl. I didn't put any video out about it just yet, but it wasn't fun. I lost 2 inches over that. Like it's not fun at all. Yeah.
That was this year? That was this year?
Oh yeah, that was like last month. That's super fresh.
And you're recovered though, or you're still getting over it?
I felt like I even lost some edges. Like I don't like it was really, really bad. Like I look decent now, but like I like my stylist Sasha, shout outs to her at Crown and Glory, but she had to take off 2 inches. She's like, "Are you okay with it?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm definitely okay with it. I'd rather you just cut it off than keep it, right?" So it was a sad moment, but I learned.
I would never let them trim my hair.
Who? The salons?
Yeah, in like high school, it was one of those things where I just wanted to carry on. I wanted to hang on to every like centimeter of hair.
I know. I was that too.
Back then, they never said like your hair. Or they never explained spit ends. They were just like, if you cut your hair, it's going to grow. But they never explained it. I mean, obviously, I know that's not what they mean. But
no, it can't grow like that.
It's kind of like, what does that even mean? So, and also, when I was younger, I just wanted my hair to keep growing. So if you cut it, like, in my head, it's going to be cut.
Illogical. It's cut. It's gone. Like, it's not long anymore.
But now I don't. And like the thing that's really been pissing me off recently, I've been finding the single strand knots, which I can keep talking about in the videos. I never looked for them before because I never touched my hair. But there was one doing this brand. Ooh, almost got the right. This brand, Made Like Me. They like with those products, I have to like re-up during the week. So I was actually in my hair, which I never am outside of wash day. Right. And there were so many single strand knots. But like it's not even like new single strand knots. Like there would be single strand knots where like this is the hair shaft. And like the single strand knot is like up here. So I would have to cut off like half the hair strand. Yeah. A lot of them. But it still hurts.
It's because your hair's getting longer. Like your hair's really long now, Amanda. Like I feel like your hair's getting like a lot longer. Yeah. Like I saw you like.
I don't keep my hair out anymore.
No.
I'm actually coming out with my fall routine, my fall winter routine video, I think on Saturday. So
yeah,
it's time to hunker down.
For sure. Like I recently fell in love with flat twist. Like this is the very first flat twist set that I've ever worn.
Right. Yeah, I saw that on your
like them. Yeah, they're fun. So I'm like, I mean, I think it's a good bet. Like I guarantee that like this wash day is going to be a breeze because number one, it's blown out, and number two, everything's in the direction that it should be in when it was like detangled. So it really shouldn't be detangling on itself too much.
So you're not protective. You're not keeping those in.
Oh yeah, I totally am. This has been in since Sunday, and I'm hoping, I don't know if it's gonna last, it probably won't, for 3 weeks. So I'm just trying to stretch it out. Yeah.
Stretch.
Just leave it. I have to because like I lost 2 inches. Like I don't want to lose 2 inches more.
My hair just like
oh man. What's going on in the comments? Oh, so they shared a bunch of Canadian-owned, Black-owned beauty supply stores. That's fantastic. I know there's a bunch of American places to buy. Like you can buy from the brand itself.
You can buy from everywhere in America.
Pretty much everywhere.
And only sells through their website. But a lot of people are going in stores now. We've got Adwoa in stores. We've got Uniqurl, Melanin Haircare, which I was excited to find out. Melanin Haircare is now at Ulta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at the pandemic for that. We almost got Ulta and then it got completely derailed because
really? Things are going to open up for you with Ulta. I think Soul Botanicals is actually in. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Soul Botanicals is now in a retailer.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm wrong.
So Botanicals is notoriously difficult to get hands on for products. Like
there's a bunch of websites where you can get them, and I actually found a place with free shipping. And
Canada.
let me find it and I'll send it to you. But I don't remember what it was. I do need to get a shampoo. I really need to get a shampoo. I'm really annoyed looking at my like 8 unopened products.
I know, right? It's a problem.
I'm 2 years old by the time I actually get to them, and everything's going to be expired.
Oh my god! Well, not if you don't open them. Like you're extending the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I haven't. What is
then you start.
Where is that?
WM says, I get confused when some naturals say they never cut their hair and have massive growth. If I never trim my ends, I would never see any growth. Facts. That's because with fine hair, if you've got fine hair, WM, like your hair is just going to literally start like, it's going to start thinning out. And then the thinning out parts are going to like travel up the strand and
it looks bad.
Other strands. And it looks bad. Like it just, I don't know. It makes all styles look bad. Like I swear, like I was literally this close, girlfriends, to shaving my hair off. Like I was so frustrated with it. And then when she cut the ends off, I was like, yeah, that's what she said. She's like, are you crazy?
That's quite a commitment there.
I was so, you know what? It was really frustrating. Like shampooing, detangling, like everything I did would just be knots and tangles. Like it was really, really frustrating. And then she did the trim, and I'm in love with my hair again. So trims are everything. Like it's a 360 for sure.
I'm actually a little bit nervous because the last time I trimmed my hair on the 7th every 3 months. 7th of every 3rd month. Yeah.
Wow.
From February, because I mean, it just so happens that keeps falling on a Friday or a Saturday. Anyway,
nice.
I'm sure I'll run out of that look. But anyway, last time I did my trim, because I blow dry my hair every 3 months to trim it. But like once I turned the camera off and I was done with everything, it was just one of those things where I was sitting down and I was looking at my hair, and it was just one of those things where I kept going back in with the scissors, and I was going with the scissors, but only on one side of my head. And like the sections were getting pretty large. And then I was like, you know what? This isn't good. Next time I blow out my hair, I'm going to have like hair up here and hair down here. I trim so much. I was like, you know what? I wear twists out. So who's going to even know?
Yeah.
But I get a little bit scissor happy. So I'm a little bit overzealous when it comes to the trims, but I only do it once every 3 months. So
yeah, that's not too bad.
I need to get like a shaping, but as I keep mentioning, like I'm not going to a hairstylist because I'm not comfortable going back to a hair salon yet.
Yeah.
But I really need a shaping, so I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing at home.
Even with masks,
I'm not. Yeah,
I know. I felt that way too. I did.
Wearing like shields these days, I think, but to be in a place because the places that I'm going, it's not like they have like you're not going to install like the latest state-of-the-art ventilation systems. And now that it's like winter or fall, they're not leaving the doors open anymore. And being inside of a place, like an enclosed space, even with everyone wearing masks, but for a prolonged period of time, because you're the hairdresser, it takes like 4 or 5 hours.
For sure, you're chilling in there.
Exactly. So I'm not comfortable being in a public place for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. And also for me, I haven't really been out in the world. Like when I took my children to the doctor, that was actually a really terrifying experience. I mean, I'm glad that they were doing, but like, when you go there, all the doors are open, you have to wait in the car. They tell you when to come in. When you walk in, there's like tape everywhere telling you where you can stand. There's a line of people, 6 feet apart, and they're taking your temperature. And it's just like, it was a really stressful situation. Everyone's in masks, which they should be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go out, so I don't see that very often. So when I go out, it's actually kind of terrifying to me. And just the idea of sitting in a hot salon for like 4 hours with a mask on, like never being able to take it off. Like it's just, I can't drink any water because I'm not even like, I'm not bringing out my mask. I'm not going to use a public restroom. Like,
yeah.
For me, it's just like, I
went. It was okay. Like it wasn't that bad. I had those same anxieties. It really wasn't that bad. It was about a week ago and I'm fine. But I wore my mask. She wore hers. Everyone wore theirs. They asked the questions. Have you traveled? Do you have a cough, a flu, whatever? I had to like sanitize my hands immediately. They like over sanitized the station that I was going to be using. And then they did that before and after. Like they were just fantastic. But I mean, I would be concerned too if like I was in an environment where everyone's just all over the place with how to deal with this thing. Like I think that there's consensus and like consistency across the country on how people are dealing with this. Like, because businesses will get shut down. Like, if they're not following those procedures, they like Canada is so strict. Like, you will get shut down.
Here, they're not strict enough here.
Yeah,
there are people in restaurants without masks. But the thing is, like, I fully know. I mean, I get that at this point, and I do realize, like, I watched there's an interview with Dr. Fauci that was on 60 Minutes a couple of days ago, and he suggested that he doesn't see masks going away for at least another year, which means that there's going to be a fear, even like after the what's it called, the vaccination comes out. And I don't plan to get anytime soon because I don't like taking experimental stuff. I'm not giving it to my kids. Like it's, that's gonna be a whole other conversation. But the point is, at some point I'm going to have to figure out, or we're going to have to figure out how to adjust to this life and be safe. But with my quarantine group, which is pretty much just my family, we don't want to be in a situation where one of us could have coronavirus. So if one of us gets like a cough or a sneeze or something, and I know that I went to the hairdresser recently,
you're gonna freak out.
There's not a 0% chance that we have it. Whereas if I don't go anywhere and someone has a cough, it's like, that sucks, but coughs existed before the pandemic. But because the symptoms mirror just like regular, symptoms that you can get from cold or a flu or just like anything in life.
Yeah,
that's the terrifying thing. So I just want to make sure that there is no opportunity for us to have even caught anything.
That's fair.
If I was in the salon for like 3 hours, I couldn't tell you 150% that it's not corona.
At least for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's a long time to be anxious.
We're extra cautious.
Yeah.
But I respect everyone else is going out in their masks and all that and being safe. It's just like I'm extra scared because I'm just I'm a worrier. So
yeah.
It
took me a while. I mean, they reopened these things in June because everything was shut down. And it took me a while to get to that point where I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to go. Plus, like, it's just me and my husband, and neither of us are, quote unquote, like the vulnerable population. But I've been serious in terms of like, I haven't been breaching any of those rules, much to the chagrin of a lot of my friends and family members. But I'm that person. Like, I'm like, listen, like, if this is what it is, like, let's just do it so we can get rid of this thing. Like,
we're not the professionals, so we can't have an opinion. It's not about an opinion. It's about the facts. So
exactly.
I see you said you had COVID. No, I mean, that's exactly it. No, it's not like the flu, but people keep saying it is. It's people that didn't get it. And I hope you're okay now, or how long have you?
Fredalyn, tell us. I don't know if you're comfortable. If you are, I'd love to know more about that because I don't know anybody who's caught COVID directly and who can like definitively say like I only had COVID and that was it. Everybody else seems to have like that plus something. So I don't know.
One of my family friends passed away from it. It was in February, and then I mean, like I know people that have had it, and the emergency room, and it's but a lot of people are staying home and they're just suffering. But when you're staying home, that's a terrifying thing because you don't know what's going to happen. So well,
it's true. WM says, I cannot stand how the governments across the world are using this pandemic to capitalize. Price gouge, not sure if spot right. Yeah, that was right. Off its citizens knowing none of this was any of our fault. I know. Like the way they dealt with the masks
in the US, in New York. I feel like in the beginning, Cuomo, I don't know if it was a mandate or he said pretty much that you could report. There was a hotline you could call.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
One was like hand sanitizer and stuff like that. If you were upcharging because of the pandemic, you would get shut down. It wasn't even like to pay a fine. I think you were just like out of business.
Good. So good. Like that's just, and you know what? Ford said the same thing too. Like our premier, like he was like, don't do that. Like I will come for you. Don't do that.
Yeah, you did. You did do that. Yeah. Sorry, we completely got off the topic of hair. But it's just
totally
like it's so easy to just go off on a tangent about this pandemic because it has. I actually did my my year-end review this year for work, and it was like the most difficult review that I've ever had to make because it was kind of like, how well did you? I mean, how did you perform this year? And it's kind of like, well, COVID-19 kind of ruined my year. I didn't do much of anything because I couldn't. So better luck next year.
Pretty much.
She reached out to me and she was like, so I looked at your annual review and you talk about COVID a lot. And I was like, yeah, that's because I accomplished nothing this year because I was looking after my kids while I was working for like 5 months. So,
yeah.
But also I had to point out to her because she doesn't have kids or like, significant other or like, anything. She doesn't really understand.
That's real.
And not even just from like she doesn't have them, so she doesn't understand them. Like she's just not sympathetic to the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
Today she was explaining to me that I should have more time now that I'm in quarantine, and I had to. I'm not
It
even
doesn't really work like that. Like I've noticed that like there's good days and bad days. Like some good days it's like I'm productive machine, and then other days it's like you just I don't know, like you just can't. So
they send out like tips and stuff for like guidelines for when you have to do these year-end self-assessments. And they actually said they want to hear about your year, but they want you to mention like how the virus impacted your life. Because I guess they're actually being cognizant of the fact that a lot of people couldn't really do anything because there's no childcare anymore and people are struggling. So it was nice that they mentioned that, but I kind of capitalized on that. They were like, talk about COVID. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about COVID because I'm not going to say I didn't perform this year because I couldn't perform. I mean, like I really just couldn't.
No,
like,
there's a real reason. You have 2 children under 2, basically. It's a lot.
4, but he's a lot of work.
It's 2 young children. That's more accurate. 2 young children. A lot. Yeah. No, for sure. And I think most people understand that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong because I work in education now. So, I mean, sorry?
So you're not at the, I guess when we spoke did you start a new job recently?
No, I've always been in education. I'm a lawyer, but I do legal policy and human rights work for the school board. So very sympathetic nature. Yeah, they're very sympathetic to like family issues and not issues per se, but like the realities of having a family. And it's a Catholic school board at that, so there's even more of an emphasis on like the family and self-care and Christ and God and all those things. So which is fantastic. Very different experience from my other legal environments for sure.
Right?
Sorry?
Corporate law? You said you used to be in corporate law or something, or
criminal law.
Criminal law, okay.
Criminal law. A little bit of corporate. I did some estates for a bit, and then I did some, and then I fell into black racism, human rights law.
Yeah. So it is crazy though, because I work in a corporate environment. I work at a bank, and it depends on who you come in contact with, because everything kind of there's this whole hierarchical system. So they'll have like a culture that they will, they will say that this is how we operate, but it really boils down to how your manager operates. So I've had managers that are very accepting and they understand that work is not the only thing that you have to take care of. Like there are other responsibilities that people have in their lives. And as long as you get your work done, you'll be fine. But then there are people that say that, yes, it's fine if you get your work done, but I also have to know that you're suffering, pretty much is what they mean. So like,
it's not healthy.
Like, I mean, like my manager suggested to me that like, I should hire someone to pick my kids up from daycare and take them to daycare and put them to bed. And I was like, wait, so
during
when would
a pandemic?
No, this was before that. But I just mean like, she didn't understand why I needed to see my kids on a daily basis, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm getting my work done, and she's like, yeah, but you have to make sure that you're putting in as many hours as everyone else because we don't want to be showing favoritism. I'm like, this isn't about favoritism. Just have them go get kids and then we can all be in the same,
I like that. Have them all have kids so you can get it.
I'm not going to shirk on my responsibilities to keep up with other people. Why don't you just go get the kids, give them some kids, you take a kid, and then we'll all talk. And we'll see what accommodation we need. So it really depends. Like when you're in that kind of environment, it depends on the specific person, because I also had a manager that, he had a kid, so he understood. So like he also understood that also was his personality. He was more lackadaisical about pretty much everything, but he understood that like as long as the work got done, it didn't matter where it got done. If there was it didn't matter when it got done, but it got done. So he kind of left me alone.
Right.
Whereas there she is telling me that I should have more time now that we're in quarantine, so I don't have to commute.
That's crazy coming from another woman. It's almost just like I noticed this. So like, even with my husband and his team and, my colleague at work and his team, I find myself having the same conversation where they're just like, oh, like so-and-so is XYZ. How do I get so-and-so to be more productive or whatever, right? And then when it comes down to like the way I see women operating with their team, they seem like they're very like, do this now, very disciplinarian, very like on you, like micromanaging galore. Like they don't care to put you back in your place. Like it's crazy. Like I don't want to stereotype here, but like I do feel that there's differences.
The thing is, like, I don't want to stereotype either, but I've had enough managers at this point, and men and women somewhat equally. It is so much, or in my experience, I can only speak to that. It has been so much easier to work with men, to work for men. These are actually more understanding. But like women, I feel like sometimes they just, again, depending on the personality, they feel like they have something to prove. So they have to act like they don't care about like household stuff or being a parent or anything like that, because that makes them weak, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
out there that aren't getting raised by their parents because we're not seeing them because I have to work, then we're going to have a whole generation of people that aren't raised. So I had to point out to her that, like, yeah, I guess if you want to pay me to hire a chauffeur and a nanny, then that's fine. But, I can't account for my kids in a few years when they turn out to be like miscreants because I wasn't there to raise them. So, these, you have to be with your children. Like, it's just not, you can't have your manager at work telling you what to do when it comes to your children.
No, and that's a huge issue. I think with professional women, like when you're a professional woman and you're working hard in your life, on your career, whatever, I feel like it's almost like a sacrifice or a balancing of sorts. Like you are forced by virtue of being like the nurturer, so to speak, to choose like, how am I going to balance this? Like, who said that like a woman was meant to be like a slave? Like it feels like slavery. Like I work, and then I come home and I work some more, and I cook and I clean and I raise these children, and then you go to work and you get admonished because you're being a woman. Like it's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. And that's my feminism speaking. So
no, and it's not even. It is funny. I wonder how much of it is like a gender thing, and how much of it is just like a personality thing. Because like my husband, for instance, he will go an entire day without, like when Aiden was. I think it's a little bit easier with a second child. But anyway, he would go an entire day without seeing Aiden. It's like he had work stuff after work. Like he would even go 2 days without seeing him, and he wasn't happy about it. Like he's an incredibly hands-on father, and he does a ton. He does a ton, but he can do that. Whereas like I'm not a very like emotional or like touchy-feely like person. I can't think of the other adjective that I was thinking of. But I mean, when it comes to my kids, like I need to see them every single day, even if I'm mad at them, because like sometimes they just test your nerves. But I need to see them every day. Yeah. I am not actually, I mean, I know a lot of women will do this. So this is really just me speaking, but like, I'm not going to go to something after work because I got to go see my kids. Of course. Like, I need to see them every day. I need to know what they're doing. I want to talk to them about their day. We have to have family dinner. And like, those are just the things that I am not going to negotiate on. But at the same time, I was able to perform at work while doing all of those things. But when I was working for women in the past, that wasn't enough. They needed to see the FaceTime. Like one of my managers calls it optics. Who says optics when you're talking like in normal speak, by the way? When she says optics, it means seeing you.
The
like
proverbial optics. Oh, do I know about it?
But like with her, it's just like, I guess she's trying to prove that, she is, she's working for the company. She is making sure that you are on task and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm on task because my deliverables are getting to you on time. So just like back off. But you can't say that because it's insubordinate. So,
So then you create a structure of your own, Miss Uptight Curls by Amanda.
I need this to take off.
That's how it starts. Like all of our favorite hair care brands, like they're highly intelligent, highly ambitious women who, now they're running their own show. And hey, if I have to leave this meeting and put somebody else in charge to deal with it while I take care of my family, that's the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like Monique Rodriguez, I mean, she shows her stuff all the time, how she's dealing with her family. I follow her because I do quite like the brand, but I don't think, who else has children that I know of? I don't know if Ayodel?
Curls.
Who?
No, with Eco Slay. I joined a live earlier today with
and someone has kids?
She has 2 young kids.
Eco Slay, that's a Black-owned brand?
Yes, someone actually just turned me on to it a few days ago, which is why I was following them on Instagram. So I joined. I wanted to see like what she was like, and I actually have a lot of respect for her after seeing her live. I'm going to see about getting her products so I can review them as part of my series. But
nice.
She has young kids, but she also, I don't remember what she did before that, but she created her hair care brand. Oh, and also, I mean, like the owner of Camille Rose, what's her name? Janelle.
Right. Janelle Stevens?
Yes, I mean,
Stevenson?
she was Janelle Stevens. She was my first. She was the first brand that I did in my new series.
Mm-hmm.
She was a psychologist, and she started creating products because two of her children had some really, really bad, like sensitive skin, terrible eczema problems. So what's it called? What are the people you see for skin? Dermatologist told her that she needed to start looking at ingredients when she was purchasing products, because most of the stuff that were in the commercial ingredients out there were irritating her children's skin.
Oh no.
So on the back of that, and again, psychologist, not chemist or like, or whatever it was. She started doing her research. She started creating her own products at home. Wow. They were doing really well for her daughter. So I think she started selling them commercially. And then that naturally turned into hair care. And then she started making hair care products at home. And like, she went from making hair products in her kitchen to being a multi-million-dollar business within 3 years. And that's unheard of. Like that's
for her.
She came from a completely different, and also she has 5 kids. Not 1, not 2, but 5.
5 kids.
That with 5 kids.
Is she a single mom, or I think she's a single mom, right?
She doesn't mention her husband in pretty much any of the interviews, because I was doing some research when I was doing her review. But she actually does have a husband. I just kind of like, unless they're maybe divorced,
or maybe he just wants to be in the back. A lot of men don't really want to be front and center like that.
I think he was a therapist, or maybe he's still. No, I think he works at the company. I haven't been able to. I mean, I didn't really investigate it. All I know is that she has or had a husband. I don't think she's a single parent.
Okay.
She did post something on. I think it was one of her like. I think it might have just been on her Instagram, where she has a picture with all of her children. There's just like so many of them.
I know. Her family's beautiful.
Like, that's too many.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I can't.
That was never in my plan. Like 5 kids, no. I like my nieces and nephews, and I have 4 of them. I have 5 of them. I have 5 nieces and nephews, and
that's a lot.
Yeah. It's not the same family. 2 brothers. But I mean, I'm counting my in-laws. My in-laws have 2 girls, and those are my nieces. And yeah, so 3 nieces. Oh wait, no, I have a lot more nieces and nephews than that. But now that I'm being inclusive, yes, I have a lot more nieces and nephews than that. But yeah, no, I like children. I quite love children. And somebody says, WM, I love husband and wife teams. Yeah, that's cute. So WM mentioned, I've been hearing a lot about EcoSlay lately too, and then mentions, I love husband and wife teams. Is EcoSlay a husband and wife team? Does anyone know?
She didn't mention her husband on the live stream.
Okay.
But it's very possible. I assume you're saying that WM because they are a husband and wife team, or are you talking about Janelle Stevens? And actually, I don't think they're a husband and wife team either.
WM says, where are the Curlfriends? Yeah, Curlfriends, let us know. See, we usually, Curlfriends, just giving you an idea of what's happening behind the scenes. Usually as your comments arise, I can see it immediately over here in the comment section. But because this live wasn't set up right, I gotta be over here on my phone. So yeah, I'm trying to, you guys can't see that. I'm trying to be connected, but it's tough. PSR 076, Miche Beauty is available in Canada. Say what? Okay. Where? Let me know, please.
Have you used them before?
Never. Everyone keeps telling me that I should use it, but I've never used it. I'm just kind of falling back right now.
I doesn't particularly like it.
You don't like it? Oh, tell me about that.
So, I've used them. I mean, like I have a lot of, I've used it probably 4 times or so. It's just, it provides like decent moisture on day 1, but by day 2, it's just like, it's gone.
Oh.
Like people are talking about, like, I know I bought it because Kimberly Sherrill, like on her channel, I bought pretty much everything that she recommended back then. I don't think
Alec Naturals, you said?
No, Kimberly Sherrill. She's a YouTuber.
Oh, Kimberly Sherrill. Yes.
I got it based on her recommendation. Well, hers and Ebony with a V, they were both talking about like the moisture, and I was just I'm all about moisture. So I bought those products and I was so excited. But like the moisture for me doesn't last with them.
Oh man. I mean, I've heard of them, but you didn't like it.
Yeah, but okay, 4C Chick. She's another YouTuber. She just used it in the last couple of weeks. And I know that she was talking about like an insane amount of moisture day 1, but she actually did a check-in a few days later, and she mentioned that it did get a little bit dry a couple of days later. But
yeah.
I be the unpopular reaction to the Allocate Naturals is a husband and wife team. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've been following her for a while. Back when she was on YouTube as it wasn't Rochelle Graham. It was something else. Something Caribbean. She's Caribbean. I know that much.
Where's Rochelle? What's her name?
Rochelle. Yeah.
I don't know her last name, but I'm pretty. Rochelle
Graham,
sounds
I think.
familiar.
Graham. Graham.
Okay. I've never been enticed to use her products. Like I see them reviewed all the time. I don't know. I think I feel like her products wouldn't smell very good. I don't know why that is.
One thing. They're not heavily scented. Her Allocate Naturals Knots Be Gone, that thing works really, really well. I would repurchase it. And I finished it. And to tell you guys how well it worked, my niece, she actually had sister locks and she used it. She came over one weekend and she was using it to unravel her sister locks. And it was actually working. Like she was losing less hair. Like I ended up giving her the bottle because like she just loved it so much.
Is it a leave-in or a detangler or a pre-poo? Like what is it?
Leave-in / detangler.
Okay.
It works really well though. I like it. The scent was very modest. I also have the hair oil. That's a very modest scent as well too. But like if you like scents, it's not really a scented thing.
Okay. All right. I feel like all of her products have like lemongrass in them, and just like the idea of, I don't like that smell. I don't know.
You don't like the lemongrass scent? I mean,
I don't actually know what lemongrass smells like. For some reason, just like seeing the word just turns me off.
You're so funny.
Like it doesn't gel with me.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, right?
Yeah. I've never been enticed. I've never been enticed to products.
Yeah, I don't know.
Products that I'm not enticed to try. So
have you tried Baskin Bloom?
I have not. It's on my queue. The problem is, like, if you see, and like I have one more shelf up here. If I just tilt a little bit, that is the last shelf on my
Oh yeah.
I have more stuff, and I have one more shelf behind me, but I think it's just Adwoa Beauty and Camille Rose and Miche, which I've already used. But I have to get through all of these products over 3 weeks, for my like BOB 1, 2, 3 series. So I don't really have capacity to take on more products right now. So
you should do a giveaway.
I actually did do a giveaway, but it was for the wrong reason. I did my first giveaway last week because I'm on this whole ingredient binge. I don't know if you've seen my ingredients series, but I'm now doing like a like I'm only doing clean ingredients, but I'm actually researching ingredients at this point. Like I have a database of like around 800 ingredients, and I'm learning about all of them. And I'm finding that the make or break with me are preservatives. So when a product or a brand doesn't use a good preservative, I'm not using their stuff anymore. And I was going through my Annabelle's Perfect Blend products. They use 2 ingredients. One of them actually is a formaldehyde releaser, and the other one, they say it's toxic if aerosolized and you inhale it. And I'm just thinking about steam in a shower, using that over an extended period of time. I'm not comfortable, and I'm not comfortable because I deep condition for like 4 or 5 hours with heat. So whatever I'm using is penetrating my hair follicles and getting into like my body.
What ingredient is that?
It's isopropanol butacarbamate. And that's the formaldehyde releaser. And then the other one is isopropanol urea or something like that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what it is. But those 2 ingredients, I've actually been, there was another brand, and I don't mean to like call these people out, but I mean, I'm giving an example, and I mean, their ingredients are not hidden. There was another brand that I was really excited to try. I was following them on Instagram for a while, called Pretty Fizzies. And like her ingredients, other than the preservative, sounded fantastic. And she's a small brand, and I was really looking forward to trying her products. I was joining all of her lives and becoming engaged with her to build that relationship. Right. But the day came when she was like releasing products on her site again, and I went and I saw that every single product that she makes has in the isopropanol butacarbamate or whatever that one is. And I was so disappointed. Yeah. So I didn't products, but like at this point, there are only a few preservatives that I'm comfortable using in my hair products right now. And I'm kind of like on a clean product binge. All of the ones that I have behind me are like A-okay, but like I can't blindly buy products anymore because I mean, it also just wouldn't be consistent with like, I can't say in a video that I'm only using products that have blah, 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 and then, start using them because I just come across it. So.
Fredolyn Myrtilus says, I need that shelf. PSR 076 says that your shelf. They love it. WM, I wonder if some women own products cater more to their hair type. That is why I believe some products do not mesh well with some hair types. I think so. I think that's true.
Yeah, I get
Because
that.
if you're testing things on your own self, it's going to work really well for someone who has like similar hair characteristics to your own. That's why you need like a nice, like, varied sample base to try your stuff before you release them and before you drop them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, for instance, I was just talking to one of my friends about this. It's funny, my friend is actually, we're friends now, but she was a subscriber on my channel. And now we like talk regularly, like offline, which is pretty cool to have made that connection. But anyway, we were just talking about Melanin Haircare a few weeks ago. I love those products and like they work really, really well in my hair. But I was surprised, given that she is a YouTuber, so she sees the feedback from people. She has glycerin, coconut oil, and shea butter in all of her products. And those are the 3 ingredients that a lot of people react really badly to.
Ooh.
The fact that she put them in there must mean because they're good for her hair.
Yes.
But I feel like she was really marketing to people, like the general person, to like really catch everyone in the market. She would have left those products out. Plus, they're really cheap products. So I feel like, that just brands make their own decisions. I feel like just because someone comes out with a hairline and they're a YouTuber and like you trust that they're doing the right thing, you still actually have to check them.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I still really love Melanin Haircare, but it's just like there are so many people with those sensitivities. So it's
for sure. You gotta check everything. And I mean, even if one of these days I drop a product line, like check it. Check everything. Like don't just take it because you like the person. Like you have to make sure that it's safe for you. I mean, I would never drop a product line that's dangerous for people. Like if I'm not using it, I'm not giving it to anybody else, which is why I like certain brands. I don't try everything either. I'm with you on that, Amanda. Like, Botanicals is my favorite because their products are so clean. And so is
Cleanse. Well,
Sorry?
The Master Cleanse that you reviewed.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh. Huh?
It's a shampoo. It's literally one product, like a shampoo.
It's a detox. It's a total detox.
But you don't put anything in your hair after you detox?
You don't need to, no. I mean, if you want to, like I know you're really into moisture, so you can, but you don't have to.
Okay, so it's a detox in the way that it's like so it's technically like when you say master, it's technically a shampoo. Or it's for the shampoo step and then the thing that is so moisturizing for some that you don't have to then deep condition. Because when I thought you meant like okay, because I literally thought it was an entire like wash day.
It is. It is. But it detoxes, it shampoos.
You can't style with it, I assume.
No, I wouldn't suggest that. Like I think you can you don't need a leave-in after that.
Really? Okay, well so I guess you just need like a curling cream or something.
Yeah, like so if you only wanted to use 2 products that day, like they don't advise it's not a styler. Like you need a styler after that. It's like it detoxes and cleans, it will condition your hair, and then it will like add the leave-in and the moisture, and it really does. And I use their fall season one, the pumpkin kaolin, and I just can't stop touching it. Like it's just so soft. I mean, it's also blown out, but
like, don't touch your hair.
I know, right? It's so nice.
Don't touch it. It's so hard not to. That's why my hair is like away right now, because I find myself when I'm working, I'm just like picking at it whenever it's in a. So I actually saw myself doing that, and I actually went right there, and I was like, I'm putting my hair up. So
WM is asking, what product is this? It's the Up North Naturals. They're on my mind now. Botanicals Pumpkin Kaolin. It's a very long name, but pumpkin kaolin, you'll find it if you put that. But it's only seasonal. I think they're coming back out with it for Black Friday with another 16-ounce jar. And after that, like it's just gone until next fall. So I am definitely going to try and get another one because I love it. Love it. Love it. It's so good.
Yes, thank you for noticing. Thank you for the organization.
You are very organized, Amanda. I love it. Unlike my little bookshelf going on over there, madness.
Hey, I'm just impressive to see that you have books.
I have no choice. There's 2 of us in here that are like into like lawyers. So if it's not me, it's my husband. I see those 3 like encyclopedia looking things on the top shelf. Yeah,
those, like, law.
Is
your husband a lawyer? You say your husband's a lawyer also?
Yeah, he does corporate law. So he's into like corporate immigration and yeah. I call his type of law the boring law, and mine is like the sexy law, you know?
Well, there, then. You gotta hit both angles.
Yeah, so. He in more proper terms, he's a solicitor and I'm more of a barrister. So like I don't know if they use that language in the States. I know like it's like attorney and that's it, but Like more of like the transactional stuff is considered solicitor work, and then when you get into like litigation and stuff, that's barrister. So
okay. I thought you were just using. I didn't understand what you meant. So thank you
yeah,
for explaining.
no problem. I mean, we're still very English based system, based on England.
Yeah.
So the whole world is. That's why it's called English common law. But America does its own thing, which is fantastic, very unique like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Oh my gosh, we've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. What?
We have. I guess there wasn't an end time, but we have definitely gone over. But this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad I reached out to you and asked if I could if we want to do a collab. It's been a lot of fun. This is the first time I've done anything like this before.
And you like it?
Funny, the main thing that I was nervous about joining this live was whether or not I was going to fix myself up for it, because I worked out this evening. So I showered and I was thinking about not washing my face because I had makeup on, but I was like, I have to take care of my skin. So I washed my face and I was like, but do I have to put back on makeup? So I came here with chapstick and a clean face, and that was pretty much all I was willing to offer. But I was so like, makeup, but I was like, you know what? People are going to see my videos. I come on here looking like a wild animal half the time anyway, so why even pretend?
Your skin looks amazing. Like, it's just glowing galore. Like, you have really beautiful skin. All that working out and like cleansing in water.
I just started a new brand.
On your skin? Which brand do you use?
I've been breaking out, and I mentioned this in my like things that I've noticed since my hair has gotten longer. I started to break out a lot on my forehead from the hair. I think it was from my hair just hanging in my face and like all the product getting in my forehead.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I started using new products because I want something that can withstand that.
Yeah.
So I'm using like Ghost Democracy, and this is like part of my whole like ingredient, clean ingredients thing. They are like, the whole point of them is to be transparent. Like that's what the name is supposed to be. Like a ghost is transparent. And I watched a 47-minute interview with this man before I bought his products. Like he's the one who created them. And he explains like, that he uses like full amounts of certain ingredients, and he's not using like, it's not even just like no formaldehydes, no sulfates, no this, no that. Like he has like a long no list, and everything I use ingredients are all clean. I had a question about phenoxyethanol, which is a preservative that I keep across in my research. I haven't been able to find any definitive answer as to whether or not it's safe. So I actually reached out to the company because that's the preservative that they have in all of their products, because I wanted to get some kind of business level response to just like finally question from my database. Yep. And, they came back to me and they explained to me the whole, it has to be less than 1% concentration, and they use a lot less than that. And then they use something else to like, to balance that out. But like the fact that they got back to me so quickly, that they were willing to talk about ingredients, that sold me with them.
What company is that?
It's called Ghost Democracy. I actually did a review on if you go to my Instagram, I do a post about it where I show you I just did a quick unboxing. I'm not moving into skincare on my channel or anything, so I didn't want to put it on my YouTube, but I do show all the products. Like the whole point of them, it's like the ghost thing is like, because they're transparent about what they have. So like on the front of the label, they have the concentration that they're using of their products. So like a lot of products, you'll buy like a $200 vitamin C and there's like 0.2% vitamin C in it. These people, like the vitamin C serum that I have, it's 18%. Like they use like, and he cut back because they don't use marketing. He uses like friends and stuff, and like they're not spending money on influencers or anything like that. So they've cut back drastically on their marketing, and he worked really hard to make sure that he can get good ingredients there at a fine cost. And maybe I would just mean using a different formulation, but like he explained it very well in his interview. And everything is on the front of the labels. So like they're not hiding anything. And the whole democracy thing is supposed to be like for the people. And it's because they're not using any fillers. They're not using any like nasty preservatives. And like the products are completely safe. Yeah. So for that reason, I started using them. And so far, so good. I mean, like I got like 6, it's a whole line. I got like a cleanser. I got a hyaluronic acid, which I've never used before, but I know it's something that a lot of people recommend for like, anti-aging and that kind of stuff. So hyaluronic acid, vitamin C serum, and a moisturizer and an eye cream. And I think I spent, because I was using Tatcha before that, which is ridiculously expensive. Like it wasn't worth it. I'm paying probably a third of the price that I was paying with Tatcha, but I'm getting the same stuff. And I know the ingredients are clean, so.
That's really cool. Like I only use Clinique, but I want to get off of that. Like it's expensive, and I don't think the products It's very expensive, and the ingredients are not clean. I know they're not. So I need to like choose something else. I'm gonna check out Ghost Democracy though. Like I've been looking for a clean brand.
Yeah, the whole point of the brand is high quality products at a lower price, and I can attest to that because I was using medium quality at like skyrocket prices.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, same,
you know, yeah,
same.
so I definitely would recommend them so far. I mean, I've only been using them for, I don't remember the day I posted that. I actually didn't put noise. I ran out of my moisturizer, which is why I started getting which is why I got a new brand. I didn't put moisturizer on my face for 4 days because I wanted to do an unboxing video. And I never got around to it. So like after I was like, you know what? I need to wash my face and put on moisturizer. My face was just like, it was so dry. So I quickly did that. So I think that was like maybe a week ago. So I've been using the products for about a week now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Like my husband and I have really been like working on our skincare and like just like ourselves to like be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. And it's been really good. But it's getting kind of late. I have to go to the office tomorrow and get to bed and do the whole night.
It's sorry,
I go 50% of the time.
Okay.
For optics.
So you're doing like a tiered thing, like not tiered, like a segmented thing, like part of you are. I mean,
so 50% there, 50% at home for optics. Yes.
For optics.
I'm being so serious, like, because our teachers have to be there. So all my work can be done at home. Every last bit of it. Nothing needs to be done in person. But I can't complain because I have my own space, and so I can't complain. I can't complain. I'm not complaining. But yeah, I have to go.
People are saying goodnight here, so
yeah, good night, we're saying good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm going to have that upload actually on Friday, the wash day that Curls of a CPA chose for me and the secret hairstyle. So yeah, I'm excited to show you guys. I hope you guys are excited to see it. And if you guys are enjoying Curl Chat Wednesday, definitely share this video with people. If you're enjoying Amanda from Uptight Curls by Amanda, definitely subscribe and share her videos as well. And yeah, let's keep the Curl Chat love alive and strong. Love you guys.
And we're going to do my channel, I think, next Friday, but more details. Fire that out. Yes. She will be coming on my channel as well. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you, Lavinia. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, Amanda.
Yep. Thanks for having me.